Radhika Srinivasan on the sitar and Ao Yong-kyok on the guzheng come together this evening to play for us the Fisherman's Music.
Let's take a closer look at the sitar. It seems similar to the veena, yet is quite distinct in the sound it produces. Like the veena, it has two chords and metal frets. But unlike the veena, the frets can be shifted to produce intervals of scales like this. The most striking feature of the sitar is that the strings can be pulled laterally across the frets to produce as many as 5 notes from a single point, like this. Another interesting feature is the addition of 12 sympathetic strings under the frets. These add resonance and provide for special effects. The sound of the sitar first attracted worldwide attention thanks to the genius of Ravi Shankar. His concerts with Yehudi Menuhin on the violin brought the music of East and West closer. Pop groups like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones made the sitar a craze among the Western youth. George Harrison, a member of the Beatles, was himself an ardent student of the sitar. Today, the sitar is used in almost any kind of music, from the strictly Indian classical to the Western pop, jazz, or even film music. It is interesting to note the kind of self-discipline Indian musicians impose upon themselves to master their exacting art. This is no legend but a real story narrated by Ravi Shankar himself. His guru, the famous Alauddin Khan, practiced music for 18 hours a day. And during his practices, he tied up his long hair with a heavy cord and knotted it to a hook on the ceiling. Whenever he dozed off during practices, a jerk on the cord would pull his hair and wake him up. Then he'd get on with his practice. What can sometimes be frustrating to a beginner of the sitar is the fact that sitar music is not fixed. It is primarily improvisational. It has its own musical phases. The music that is rendered is a creative piece of the artist himself. Usually, it proceeds from a slow and deliberate elaboration of notes that creates a particular mood. Then the tempo quickens and ends in a finale called a jala. Well, this evening, Radhika Srinivasan has chosen to play the Raga Abhogi Kannada on the sitar for us. Its mood is serious and meditative, almost like a prayer after sunset. Radhika Srinivasan.